Oh my God. We got to get into this article, man. It seems as if Caitlin Clark has turned down $20 million. $20 million in the WNBA. Y'all acting like y'all can't get a CBA done, turning down all this bread for y'all. Listen, Caitlin, you might need to start accepting some of these bags. You might need to start accepting some of these payments and bring your boy KTV on along for the ride. At this point, I don't think we should be turning down any more offers, CC. These people can't get themselves together around here.
She walked away from $20 million. Just let that number sink in for a moment. Caitlin Clark, the one name that is absolutely everywhere right now, just turned her back on a staggering sum of money that most professional athletes, male or female, will only ever dream of touching. And here's what's crazy. It wasn't some kind of clerical error or a simple misunderstanding during negotiations. No, this was a calculated, deliberate choice that has sent absolute shockwaves ripping across the entire sports world, leaving entire leagues, team owners, and millions of fans completely and utterly stunned.
Down $20 million. Let's get into the article. The nearly $20 million rejection by Caitlin Clark has the WNBA buzzing. Here it says, Caitlin Clark is the lone basketball player on Sportico's latest ranking of the highest paid female athlete. She has climbed into the number 6 spot with an estimated $16.1 million in total earnings, a number that came despite an injury-shortened campaign that only lasted 13 games. Now, y'all know how all of us Caitlin Clark fans was disappointed that we barely even got to see the woman play.
This wasn't just a simple no thank you. You have to understand, this was a powerful statement, a bold and almost defiant declaration of her personal priorities that very few people in her position would ever dare to make. Think about it. The pressure to take that kind of money must have been immense. So the real question we should be asking isn't just why she did it, but what hidden truths, what deep-seated convictions compelled such an almost unbelievable landscape-altering decision. Because of this single choice, the entire financial future of women's sports just got hit with a seismic shift.
That only lasted 13 games. Now, y'all know how all of us Caitlin Clark fans was disappointed that we barely even got to see the woman play last season. We waited all off season, had to get through the 3-on-3 unrivaled, whatever, just to get to the season, and she only plays 13 games. We're being told every day that she's day-to-day for months and months on end, all the way until there's only the last week of the season. It's 2 games left, and they say she's done for the year. Dragged us along all season. So here it says her WNBA salary at $119,000 barely registers income.
The WNBA headquarters is absolutely buzzing right now, with executives scrambling to fully comprehend this completely unprecedented move. You see, Clark, who is already a living legend and has been nicknamed Mrs. Box office for her ability to sell out arenas, is absolutely not your ordinary run-of-the-mill rookie. Her official WNBA salary is pegged at a mere $119,000, a figure that is practically a rounding error, a tiny footnote in her overall financial story.
For the year. Dragged us along all season. So here it says her WNBA salary at $119,000 barely registers in comparison to the endorsement revenue powering her rise. With that level of financial comfort, Clark finds herself in a position few young athletes ever reach. She does not need additional leagues money, additional seasons, or additional mileage on her body to secure her future. It has become the clearest explanation for why she continues to pass on eye-catching offers from leagues eager to attack.
And yet, despite an injury that cut her season short to just 13 games, she still managed to soar to the number 6 spot on Sportico's prestigious list of highest paid female athletes, pulling in an estimated mind-boggling $16.1 million in total earnings. That massive number, that incredible wealth, is driven almost entirely by powerhouse endorsements with global brands, not her on-court paycheck. This incredibly unique financial position gives her a level of leverage and power that few young stars ever come close to achieving.
Icing and then some. So she turned that down. We know Project B came with a eye-dropping crazy number. We know they came with a crazy bag, and she has turned it down left and right. And we can't even forget that Ice Cube came with a bag. So she's been turning down leagues left and right since before she even played a game in her rookie season. Here it says, Caitlyn doesn't have the financial need to play in any other league. She's making so much money off the court and endorsements. Robin Lundberg summed it up. Salute to Robin Lundberg.
Let's be crystal clear. This isn't a story about someone who desperately needs the money. With her absolutely immense endorsement revenue pouring in from companies like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm, Caitlin Clark is already in an incredibly comfortable, financially secure position, a rare and powerful luxury for any rookie in any sport. To put it bluntly, she simply does not require additional league money. She doesn't need to play extra seasons overseas, and she certainly doesn't need to put more wear and tear, more mileage on her body just to secure her financial future.
Into the millions annually with multi-year commitments reaching 8-figure totals and equity attached. Again, Clark said no. A pattern that started before she ever played a pro game, even before her WNBA debut. I just called this. The Big Three tried to recruit her with a highly publicized proposal. The league referenced an offer of worth $5 million for an 8-game run. 5 M's for 8 games. CC, we might need to go pick up some of these bags, mama. We got to pick up some of these. Look, it's too many checks laying around here. We got to go get this. You don't know when this gravy train gonna end.
This incredible financial independence is the master key that unlocks and explains exactly why she continues to pass on these eye-catching multi-million-dollar offers from eager upstart leagues that are desperate to attach themselves to her global, culture-shifting brand. It's a total game changer, and it's allowing her to make career-defining decisions based on something far more valuable and long-lasting than immediate cash.
Gotten over $20 million for a long-term commitment. They definitely were going to pay her the bag. And Caitlyn has been adamant that she loves the WNBA. She grew up watching the WN. You know, Maya Moore is her favorite player, and she wants to be a WNBA great, and she wants to play in the WNBA. So hopefully they can get a deal done. We had Sue Bird and Stephanie White kind of talk about the state of the CBA and where they are, where the Indiana Fever are, more importantly, and how they're going about this CBA offseason. Let's give that a listen.
We schedule a week ahead and schedule a week in advance, and if it's gonna shut down, then we
have to remember Unrivaled,
down.
The brand new league co-founded by WNBA superstar Sabrina Ionescu, made a truly massive aggressive play to get Clark on board. They reportedly offered her a lucrative package that was worth well over $1 million, plus a slice of equity in the league itself, for what would have been just a short playing stint in their inaugural season.
Or Amber Cox, Kelly Crosscall. I don't trust these ladies, man. I don't trust them with Caitlin Clark. I just truly don't, man. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.
And while Ionescu herself reportedly received a cool $1 million for her involvement, it's widely believed and whispered in sports circles that the offer extended to Clark was significantly higher. And what did she do? She declined it instantly, without even a moment's hesitation. The situation got so intense that Unrivaled even continued to use her name in their promotional materials until Clark's team had to step in and shut it all down, with her basically saying, "Enough is enough." And then, if that wasn't enough, along came Project B, another incredibly ambitious league that's currently set to launch in 2026, featuring established stars like Sophie Cunningham and Kelsey Mitchell. Project B made an even more aggressive, even more financially tempting run at her, with reported salaries that were stretching into the millions of dollars annually. When you factor in the multi-year commitments they were offering, the total value of the deal could have easily reached staggering 8-figure totals, all with that crucial equity attached clause. And once again, what was Clark's answer? It was a resounding, unwavering no. This clear pattern of turning down massive, life-altering deals began to emerge even before she had played her very first professional game, clearly signaling that she was operating on a long-term strategy, not just chasing short-term paydays. And let's not forget the bombshell offer from Ice Cube's Big Three League. Before she even made her official WNBA debut, the league made a massive effort to recruit her with a highly publicized proposal. A stunning initial offer of $5 million for just 8 games of basketball. basketball. Let me say that again so it sinks in: $5 million for just 8 games. Sources close to the deal suggested that the offer could have ultimately been pushed toward a mind-blowing $15 million for a commitment that would have only lasted 10 weeks. These numbers, on their own, far exceeded what her entire WNBA earnings for 2024 would be. It was an absolutely astonishing sum of money, a figure that is practically unheard of for a player who hadn't even stepped onto a professional court yet. The biggest, most glaring problem with the Big Three offer, however, was all about the timing. Its proposed schedule would have run directly into and conflicted with her very first WNBA season with the Indiana Fever. If she had accepted it, it would have meant she'd be competing in 2 incredibly high-stakes, physically demanding leagues simultaneously, all while trying to learn the ins and outs of professional basketball on the fly. It would have been a recipe for disaster. Clark, showing wisdom beyond her years, recognized the immense physical and mental challenge this would pose, and the very real potential for burnout. In a move that showcased her dedication, she chose to prioritize her development and her commitment to the WNBA, a deeply strategic decision that spoke volumes about her character. So when you really step back and tally up all of these astonishing rejections, the multi-million-dollar offers from Unrivaled, from Project B, and from the Big Three, the grand total approaches, and almost certainly exceeds, a whopping $20 million. Just think about the Project B offer alone. With its potential for a long-term commitment, that deal by itself would have easily pushed her potential earnings well past that $20 million mark. This isn't just a story about turning down one big check. It's a much bigger narrative about consistently and repeatedly walking away from multiple monumental opportunities, each one offering the kind of life-changing wealth that most people can only imagine. The cumulative effect of these decisions paints an incredible, almost unbelievable picture of immense self-control and a crystal-clear long-term vision. The truth is, Caitlin Clark has been consistently and passionately adamant about her deep love for the WNBA. This isn't just some PR talking point. She genuinely grew up watching the league, idolizing legendary players like Maya Moore and dreaming of one day being in their shoes. She has a burning desire to become a WNBA great, and her actions, far more than her words, are proving it every single day. She wants to be an active participant in its growth and to cement her own personal legacy within the rich history of the league. When you look at it through that lens, you realize she's playing for something that is far bigger and far more meaningful to her than money. Her previous season, the one cut short by injury, was a significant source of immense frustration for her legions of fans. They waited all year with incredible anticipation, only to see her play a total of just 13 games before being sidelined. For months, she was officially listed as day-to-day, creating a fog of uncertainty, until the final week of the season when the team finally announced that she was done for the year. This whole frustrating ordeal makes her recent decision to protect her body and focus exclusively on the WNBA even more logical and completely understandable. It's abundantly clear that her health and her longevity in the sport she loves are absolutely paramount. Her incredible financial rise, which has happened at a meteoric pace, comes almost entirely from her massive endorsement deals, and this is what gives her this unprecedented game-changing level of freedom. Major global sponsors are practically lining up, waiting for a chance to associate their brands with her name and her image. This signals the dawn of a completely new era in sports, an era where the top female athletes now have the power and the leverage to dictate their own terms, to call their own shots, and to choose long-term career strategies over what might just be short-term money grabs. Clark's choices also send an incredibly powerful and resonant message about the future and the potential of the WNBA itself. By turning down these massive headline-grabbing offers from competing leagues, she is effectively validating the WNBA and showing the world that she believes in its future growth and success. Her profound loyalty may, in turn, inspire much greater investment from corporations and broadcasters, and it will undoubtedly put more pressure on the league itself to step up its support for its players. You could argue that her unwavering dedication alone could fundamentally reshape the entire growth trajectory of the WNBA for years to come. When you look at the big picture, Caitlin Clark's repeated rejections of huge paydays demonstrate a brand new model of athlete empowerment, one that is built on achieving financial security without having to sacrifice career focus or personal well-being. She is actively showing the next generation of athletes that the biggest stars can now afford to be selective, that they can demand better conditions and better pay from their primary leagues, and that they can prioritize long-term stability over those tempting but often distracting short-term bags of cash. Of course, there's an undeniable, palpable risk involved in turning down such astronomical sums of money. We all know that professional sports careers can be brutally short, and golden opportunities like these can fade away in an instant. And yet, Caitlin Clark is betting on herself, and she's placing an equally massive bet on the future of the WNBA. If her gamble pays off, her ultimate reward will be something far more valuable than money. It will be a legacy that is built on a foundation of integrity, loyalty, and a fiercely focused ambition. Caitlin Clark's rejection of over $20 million isn't just a shocking headline, it's a blueprint for the future of athlete stardom. It proves that she's not just out here chasing every single check that gets thrown her way. Instead, she's carefully and methodically building a dynasty, brick by brick. This entire saga is about control, it's about protection, and it's about an unwavering commitment to the league that she grew up loving. Her actions are challenging all of us to completely rethink what true success really means in the world of modern sports. So the question remains, what will her ultimate legacy be? When it's built on such powerful conviction, only time will truly tell.